What's up, gamers, young and old? Welcome to Bo Knows Gaming. Remember a couple of weeks ago when I unboxed this miniature console? Well, I'm back to review it, so keep watching to find out why I'm impressed and who I think this is for. Let's get into it. The Anbernic RG Nano lives up to its name. I had to whip out the old macro lens to capture this gameplay footage. One of the things I really like about this device that you might notice right off the bat is that really nice red metallic finish. It feels as good as it looks. It makes me think Tony Stark stopped by and suggested they add a little hot rod red to the design. The metallic housing also feels durable, and the glass over the screen doesn't seem low quality either. I really applaud them for not making this some cheap piece of plastic. I also want to say that I really like the built-in speaker. It sounds better than the RG35XX, even though it's smaller, and I hope that they'll bring higher quality speakers to their other products going forward. One other positive is that this device is extremely pocketable, as you'd probably guess. You could carry this around all day and no one would even know. In fact, you might forget too. It's crazy how small it is. It even fits in the tiny little coin pocket in my jeans. But I have to be honest, I wouldn't want to carry this around, especially not on a keychain, because this beautiful metallic finish is going to get scuffed and scratched up in about 5 seconds if you do that. Maybe that's not a concern for you, and to each their own. I'm just saying, for me, I would keep this separated from other pocketable items. Now, some things I don't like, I have to tell you, these buttons are very, very small. I mostly have to press them with the corner of my fingernail so I don't hit the other three, and that's awkward to do, especially on the Y and X buttons. I think the triggers on top are also pretty awkward, but the worst part is the D-pad. I mentioned in my unboxing that there was a big gap around the D-pad, like it wasn't cut right. And look at this. It moves. Left to right, right to left, it shifts back and forth diagonally, and when you're playing it, it feels clumsy, like it's going to mess you up while you're running or fighting. It's just too loose. And that actually surprised me because the Anbernic RG35XX D-pad, in my opinion, is fantastic, so I'm sad this one isn't. My last gripe is the screen. You can see it's small, very, very small, and the DPI is fairly low as well. So it's pretty hard to see if I'm being honest. There were times when I couldn't see enemy projectiles and would get hit. Some words and symbols were hard to make out, and that made gaming frustrating. I think they could improve this with a Nano 2 in 2 ways. One, you gotta up that resolution. That should be completely possible. And 2, you'll notice that we have a significant bezel with the red border, but then a second significant bezel in black behind the glass. There's quite a bit of space here to make the Nano's screen bigger and better, and I believe a combination of those 2 things would greatly improve the gaming experience. So who is this for? Well, I think it comes down to 3 categories. 1, your kids. If you've been looking for a small, ultra-portable gaming device for your kid to take on vacation or around town while you're running errands, this might be good for them. Their smaller hands won't struggle as much with the buttons, and the tiny screen probably won't bother them as much either. You can also load this up with MP3s, and it's suddenly a tiny MP3 player for them. And it has a built-in clock because why not? Who doesn't need a good pocket watch these days? The second person this might be for is a teen who wants to maybe attach this to their backpack or something for short play sessions while they're waiting in line for the bus or at the cafeteria or maybe at an amusement park with their friends or something like that. And they want to play for 5 minutes here and there when there's nothing else going on. And third, I can see this being a novelty item for nostalgic 30 and 40 somethings who have it as part of their everyday carry to play occasionally, yes, but maybe just as importantly, to use as a conversation starter with people on the train or the bus or your coworkers in the break room, something to spark those childhood memories that would lead to a friendly conversation. And those are my thoughts on the RG Nano. It plays pretty well, there are dips in frame rate from time to time, and the buttons are too small for adults. But that doesn't mean it can't be fun for different people in different ways. I don't think this is what you want for serious, long gameplay sessions, but that's fine. It's not called the RG Giganto, it's called the RG Nano, and that name really does sum up what this is all about. If you enjoyed this review, encourage me by liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment. It means so much to me to see those things happening. And you'll want to do that because I have a lot more content planned for this year. I'll be reviewing several more pieces of gaming tech as well as games and bringing you more podcast-style conversations in the future. And do me one favor, stay kind and encouraging out there. We're all human. I'll catch you on the flippity flip.